Well, I made it to Cresson about 3.5 hours or so. Over here at the Station Inn Hotel, right by the railroad tracks. That's the railroad tracks. And that's the hotel. And that's my dad. Hey, Dad.
James.
So I just got here to the Station Inn in Cresson, Pennsylvania. I'm here with my Uncle Brian, who is a huge train nut. Uncle Brian, can you tell us any information about the hotel we're staying at?
I asked the owner of it, and it turns out it was a guest house going clear back to at least the 1840s, because it was for people to stay at when the Allegheny Portage Railroad was at the summit of its trip between the two valleys on either side of here. The Horseshoe Curve in 1853 put an end to that because it cut the transit time from 3 or 4 days down to just a few hours.
So that Horseshoe Curve was pretty revolutionary.
Well, it was an engineering wonder of its time, and even today it was built in 1853.
It's still in use, right?
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
That's where the 50 trains a day are going. It's the only way across we got across the Alleghenies between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So yeah, you could say it's important.
And this is the view from the Station Inn. Just across the street is the parking lot, and there's a super scary looking Veterans Memorial underpass and the track. About 50 trains a day go over right past here. So is this the view? How many trains have you seen so far?
I don't know, I don't count, but it's typically about 50 a day.
50 a day. Okay. Seems like a lot. It's like every half hour or so.
Roughly. We seem to come in clusters. Like here's the Horseshoe Curve. And you can see one that passed by shortly before you got here.
Did you film that one? Oh, is that a live cam?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
I don't know. Clayton didn't film that one. And there's one now that passed through about 10 or 15 minutes ago.
So what's that mean?
It'll be here in about another 15 or 20 minutes, depending on how fast it.
So there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. West of here, I have no clue. I don't have any. There's a hot box detector, but I don't have.
What's a hot box detector?
It's a device that detects hot boxes. Duh.
Oh, okay.
When a train goes by, it senses the temperature of all the axles. And if it comes across a hot one, it'll give you a warning.
So basically, it knows all the axles are probably pretty hot. So it's basically.
Well, there's a trigger that they're going to be warm, but they shouldn't be hot.
I gotcha.
5 or 10 minutes before it shows up, because there have been people with scanners here.
What's going on, Dad? Oh my God. Here we are at the Station in Cresson, PA. Walking through.
Here's where the breakfast is.
This is where the breakfast is served.
And we have a couple of parakeets. One apparently will hop on your finger.
Okay.
But I'm not going to take a chance.
The screen here, that's where the people live.
Oh.
And they sort of.
Hi. We were looking at the bungees real quick.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got one on your finger. Andy will love that. Well, we're going to get our breakfast tomorrow. We're going to go cook our breakfast.
Oh, train going by as we speak.
And we get coffee in the morning.
Okay. Walk up to the room, Dad. Lead the way.
Have a 3D map of Pennsylvania.
Let's
Go upstairs.
Yeah.
Yep, Brian's coming up. Now instead of room numbers, each of the rooms is named after a railroad.
I should be unlocked.
And instead of a do not disturb, it's okay to come in, we have a train into semaphore, which says okay and no.
God.
And look at this. We have a view of the train going by.
Wow. So a train is going by as we speak.
Just like we planned it.
Here's the room. So this is a suite, right?
Yep.
So we got a bed, a sink, a little coffee machine.
The mommy and daddy bed.
Right. Got a nice little desk. Okay. Is there a light switch? Can you do that light switch? Turn it on. Turn it on, Uncle Brian. All right. So I'm here with my dad in the Cresson Inn. Or no, the station inn over in Cresson, Pennsylvania. Hey, Dad, how's it going?
I'm doing fine, especially since James brought beer.
Hell yeah, I brought beer. What do you think? I'm gonna come empty-handed?
No, well.
So tell us the best part of going on a long trip with your brother.
It's actually been a good bonding experience, and I think it's been building a lot of memories. And although we occasionally crab at each other, we don't take things too serious and don't hold grudges. So.
Wow, that was the nicest possible thing you probably could have said. Good job, Dad.
I'll tell you more when the camera's on.
Exactly, something that won't be stored for posterity.
Yes, that's right. So
how's the station inn so far?
I like this place a lot. It's good, friendly people. It's very train-centric. We're in rural Pennsylvania where we've been hanging out mostly in cities. So it's kind of good to get into the countryside a little bit and see a little bit of rural America. And of course, this is a very train-centric trip. We're going on 8 segments in 17 days. It's 135 hours on an Amtrak train.
Wow.
Which if you translate that, 120 hours is 3 weeks. So you can imagine spending 3 work weeks on a train and then added another 15 hours of overtime.
Yeah, but a lot of that is kind of like sleep time, right? Where you're just kind of like sitting there at like night or whatever.
Well, if you can sleep in a chair sitting up, yeah, it's sleep time.
Yeah, why don't you spring for the sleeper?
I didn't book the arrangements, and the sleepers are significantly
well,
more
I know they're a little bit more pricey, but considering it's like comfort.
We're going to try and book a sleeper on the way back.
So I came prepared with the cooler filled with beer. This is all Vermont beer too, so this is quality. Thanks, Vermont.
Good microbrewery.
Yes, good microbrew stuff.
Yep. I've been drinking a lot of beer on this trip.
Yeah. Well, they got the snack car, right? You've probably been making good use of the snack car.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah. You know.
The snack bar is horrendous, so it's just.
Well, they got beer. You know.
They have beer.
You grab a beer or like a microwave burger.
Yes, it was a microwave burger, and that was the best part. I had the chicken nuggets.
Oh, the chicken nuggets. How are the chicken nuggets?
Well, I ate one and gave the rest to Brian. So.
Oh, how did Uncle Brian like those chicken nuggets?
He ate them.
He ate them? Those chicken nuggets were...
His tolerance for bad food is much higher than ours.
Right.
So.
Honestly, it's hard to screw up a chicken nugget.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like...
Maybe I'll buy one and bring it home
It's like
for you.
pink slime through like a press.
Exactly.
And
you wrap it in batter, and then you fry it.
deep fry it,
and then you stick it in a package, and then you microwave it. Yeah, what possibly could go wrong in those
chicken
steps?
nuggets, you know?
The best of all, they give you a dip. try and cover,
Well, right.
mask that raspy taste.
Yeah, that raspy.
What did you
chicken
think of
nugget
those
flavor.
buffalo wings we had on the train?
God awful.
God
They were
awful.
dry and not really very buffalo-ish.
You could taste the buffalo flavor.
No.
No.
I think a buffalo wandered by it at some point.
Buffalo came in there and shit on it.
And we sat next to a gal who was traveling to Oklahoma, and let's just say there was a lot to her. She was a big gal. And
Oh, yeah.
Although she was super nice, and we struck a conversation with her. But she went down and she got the cheeseburger and the chicken nuggets, and ate them both.
I mean, when I go to McDonald's, I order the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the cheeseburger and the McNuggets. It's like the classic. Small French fries,
Uh-huh.
6-piece nugget, quarter pound with cheese. That's the James meal.
Well, that's the James.
That's the James meal.
Except the cheeseburger on Amtrak is 1/3 of a pound burger, not 1/10 of a pound.
Oh shit! All
McDonald's.
right. So the Amtrak is a little bit upgrade of
Well,
McDonald's.
for $7.50, it better be. Yeah.
McDonald's is not that much cheaper though.
No, it's
Maybe like
McDonald's
$2 or
is
$3,
cheaper, yeah.
maybe $2 cheaper, maybe $1.50.
Yeah, maybe we should have brought you an In-N-Out burger. Just
Oh, In and Out. Why didn't you bring me an In and Out burger?
Where would we get one, and how would it be 4 days old?
Well, you know, there was a Twitter thing where someone was walking along the streets in New York, and they found an In-N-Out burger lying in the street,
Oh yeah.
and they go, "How in the hell did this get here?"
Pandemonium ensues.
How do you tell it's an In-N-Out burger?
Because it was
Someone
wrapped.
knows.
It was wrapped in a.
Someone knows.
package.
All right.
And
The Twitter sphere finally tracked down the person who had bought the thing, brought it to New York, and then lost.
and then like ate it right there.
Oh man.
But yeah, well, people imagine if In and Out came to New York.
Oh,
Like
man.
that would be people would
Dominated.
lose their shit
They
over
would.
that.
They would.
They
Were
would
you
lose-
in Phoenix when they arrived in Phoenix?
Oh, I was in Tucson when they arrived in Tucson,
Probably
and
the same story. They
Yeah.
had
They called
cops
the
directing
police.
traffic into the place.
yeah, and it was the same. In and Out and Krispy Kreme were the exact same story.
Yeah.
When both those places came to Tucson, it was a line around the block. People were just like the drive-through, like you had to wait like 2 hours in line just to get your double or your dozen
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
I like both of those, but I'm not waiting for them.
Well, you know, you had to wait after the first like couple weeks. It
Yeah.
tapered down a little bit, but there was like the initial like they got their marketing down. I will say this: like when Krispy Kreme comes to town, In and Out comes to town, people show up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
people
Only
show up.
problem is I like raised donuts, or not the raised donuts, but the cake donuts. So
Oh, Uncle
Krispy
Brian.
Kreme don't do nothing to me.
Uncle
I
Brian.
mean, they've got cake donuts, but it's not their forte.
Uncle Brian, you're dead to me. How dare you say that?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't even
If
think.
you're going to disown me over a fucking donut, that's
I
your
don't even
problem,
think they
not
have
mine.
Krispy Kreme in Arizona anymore.
Yes,
do they?
they
do.
do.
One or
Okay.
two.
All right.
Not many, but yeah.
Okay. Fair point. So where are we?
Well, we're going to the pizza joint for dinner.
Where are we? Do you know the name of the pizza
I
joint?
do.
Denny's or
Denny's.
We'll get there.
I don't know. Denny's had pizza.
not Denny's diner, but Denny's.
We're gonna get there before 9 o'clock.
What time is it now?
8 o'clock.
Oh shit. Okay.
We only got an hour.
All right. We're gonna go get some pizza.
Dunny's Pizza. D-U-N-N-Y.
Dunny's.
Dunny's.
To be continued. All right. Dunny's Pizza has been spotted just down the street from the hotel.
Yeah, or Laser Quest to the
I mean, going to Dunny's. I can't wait. Dude, oh my god, and it's got a liquor store right next to it. Hell yeah. The beer cave. The beer cave. Oh my god. Dude, I'm gonna walk in the beer cave. Holy fuck, it's cold in here. God damn. Alright, you want ice cold beer? Dunny's. Dunny's is the place to be if you want ice cold beer. Holy shit. Like this. So Uncle Brian is telling us his favorite beer, and he said it's not Budweiser. Dad, what's your favorite beer?
What is my favorite beer? Heineken Dark.
Okay.
It's so hard to get. Beck Dark is another one that I like.
I remember the beer when I was growing up. You liked Michelob. Michelob, I remember
Dark.
that.
Yeah, they don't make that anymore.
They don't make it anymore.
No.
Wow, maybe you could petition Michelob and look at that
Maybe
back
so.
or something.
I'm sure they'll listen to me. Guy who drinks like 3 beers a week.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like beer, like craft beer is coming back, and it's huge right now. So even if you probably could Google like what's the closest beer to like Michelob Dark.
And not have a craft beer.
I guarantee you, there's like a list like similar.
That's an acceptable substitute.
Exactly. You know, people who are missing that. You know, they want that Michelob Dark, and they can get that. You know, because there's so much craft beer right now. We have a revolution.
It is the golden age of beer.
It's the Renaissance, really, for almost all alcohol, like mead, wine, like wineries are popping up. They're everywhere.
Well, someone was talking, reminiscing about how the food in the 50s and 60s and how supposedly was better than the food now. And someone else was correctly pointing out what a wasteland food was back then. I mean, you really just didn't have the choices that you have today.
Right.
You couldn't go to a grocery store and get hummus.
true.
Forget that. You're not going to.
Or sushi,
Or
or practically anything else.
or anything like that. And so the food choices are so much wider today
That's true.
than they were even 30 or 40 years ago.
Yep. I think it's an issue of taste, where the country now is so much more diverse, you know, and people are exposed to so much more food, you know, so they want hummus, you know, or you know, when I go to the mushroom section of my grocery store, it's not just those button mushrooms. I actually have shiitakes, and it's just a regular grocery store, you know, and I can get like Japanese mushrooms. Like, how amazing is that? So, but let's talk about something more interesting, which is beer. So, Uncle Brian, what's your favorite beer?
Well, it used to be Ranger beer.
Ranger? What's Ranger beer?
Well, it's an IPA from New Amsterdam, the
So-
brewing company.
Okay, all right.
But they stopped brewing it and started making Voodoo Ranger instead, which I don't care for as much. So if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Dos Equis Dark.
Okay, is that the Dos Equis, the amber or the lager?
Oh, the amber.
So the amber is in the brown bottles, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, that's pretty good. I like, my preference is the Dos Equis lager, but the amber is close second. So I'm with you on that. And I know you probably prefer the amber, right?
I like the amber.
Yeah. So I'm on the lager. I'm on the lager. I'm on team lager.
It's a lot of cheese.
I know.
I'm gonna scrape it off.
Lovely.
Tomato basil pizza. Uncle Brian, how's it look?
Looks delicious.
Oh yeah, looks delicious. So the crust is like super crispy, very good. A little oily, but it works. I think there's like a lot of olive oil. Not bad. Very edible. Alright, it's 8:10 in the morning. I'm super tired. Slept pretty good last night. Bed was really comfy. My dad and my uncle are already down for breakfast. So I'm gonna go down and join them right now. So see what we got.
Yesterday I went back to bed, I had breakfast, and I climbed back to bed for another hour and a half.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, I was tired. You know, traveling tires you out a lot, so...
How about today?
I feel okay today. I can, you know, I could easily fall asleep just about any time, anywhere. But
How was breakfast today, Dad?
excellent. The
Excellent.
cantaloupe was good. The strawberries were good.
Everything,
We had
yeah.
French toast. It was just the right amount of food. They didn't give us too much, so it was just perfect.
It was a pretty good breakfast.
Yeah, I liked it. I like this town.
Yes.
After hanging out in cities, it's nice to kind of go to a small rural town.
Uh-oh. I hear a train.
I gotta go get my gear out.
Oh, it's coming.
It's too late for...
All right, over here at the Station Inn in Cresson, PA, and there is a train going by just now as we speak. And I think that's gonna go on for like 10 miles, so still pretty cool though. Definitely worth coming here for a visit if you like trains.
Virtual Railfan, where they've got cameras set up at about 30 different locations, about 50 different cameras. And the crews all know where the cameras are, and so you frequently get a whistle or a wave out of them as they go by.
That's awesome. What's the name of the YouTube channel?
Virtual Railfan.
Virtual Railfan.
I discovered it a year ago in January. It's kind of what kept me sane during the COVID lockdown.
Get to see some trains.
Yeah, I think I'll go to the Horseshoe Curve and watch for a couple hours.
I mean, they got freight trains that go through Phoenix, right? You can go down to the rail yard and check them out. Usually they've got like bridges overhead that you can kind of like watch.
Not in Phoenix.
No?
And they're all kind of over on the other side of town.
Yeah.
And the traffic is a bunch because we're at the end of two branch lines. One coming down from Santa Fe and one coming up from the Union Pacific. There's no through traffic. So it just isn't busy like this is.
I know when I was in Tucson, they had like 40 or 50 trains that go through Tucson.
Yeah,
And
because you're on the Southern Transcon.
right, right. And they got a big rail yard down there too, not far from where I used to live. And it was funny, at 2 in the morning, something about at night, you can hear those train horns just go for miles and miles. In the middle of the day, like you can't hear it, but at middle of the
More
night,
noise and it's warmer, so the sound doesn't carry.
is that the reason why? I figured it was something like that. It was like 3 miles away from where I lived, and in the middle of the night, I could hear the train. My hair was looking amazing right there.
Okay, let's turn this puppy on. I do hear something. Okay, let's see if we can take this guy off.
That's pretty cool. Definitely a long ass train going by. All right, I don't know what kind of train car this is or even what you'd call it. It looks like a giant snowplow or something. It's pretty wild. And then this over here looks like it's got a giant blowtorch on the front of it or something. Almost looks like a jet engine. Oh, and I think I hear another train coming. Surprise, surprise. All right, there's this little underpass of all these railroad tracks. You can kind of go under the tracks. It's pretty cool. Also looks super scary. Gotta go down some stairs, go under all these tracks, and then there's a little exit right over there across the way from the inn. I don't know. I took a look earlier. It looked pretty little dingy, a little shady. I don't think anyone's down there, but might as well go check it out. Fuck. I believe there's a marijuana leaf there. Actually, it wasn't that bad. A little bit of garbage, that's all. Alright, we're over at the Station Inn, Cresson, Pennsylvania. And we are going to the Railroaders Memorial Museum in Altoona. Find out how cool it is. And the prelude. Arrived at the Railroaders Memorial Museum here with my dad and my uncle. Should be pretty exciting, definitely for railroad enthusiasts like my dad and my uncle. So, you guys looking forward to some railroad museum today?
I am. We'll see what we see.
See what we see? All right,
We're gonna ride the rails.
let's go check it out. There's buy war bonds.
Why Rule says Altoona never goes to sleep. Neither does this newsstand. What do you want? Paper? Smokes? Pretzel? Candy?
What do you case? There you go.
Ten till 7 in the morning, whistle blew, that said you have 10 minutes to get to work. At 7 o'clock, a whistle blew, said at 7 o'clock you're at work. At 12 o'clock, a whistle blew, said it's lunchtime. At 12:25, says 5 more minutes, you better be back to work. At 12:30, a whistle blew and says it's time to go back to work. Some people quit at 3. There was a 3 o'clock whistle. There was a 3:30.
Memorial Day, 1893, the Walter L. Main circus train careened off the tracks on a steep grade and sharp curves north of Tyrone. 14 of its 17 giant wooden circus cars lay in twisted and splintered ruin.
Has to rest.
All right, now this is cool.
Here's the electrified lines going to Edge Park, Western Harrisburg. Here we go.
I'm sure it's on there if you look hard enough. All aboard!
All aboard! That's the good.
All right, here over at the Railroaders Memorial Museum in Altoona, we just discovered the roundhouse. It's super cool. Dad, hot take. How was it in there?
It was nice, although they call it a roundhouse. It's more like a crescent house.
A crescent, right? Like a quarter roundhouse.
Well, it's very unusual to have a roundhouse more than halfway around, because then
How do you get in
traffic
that?
gets tied up on the turntable. They'll build two halves rather than one whole one. Although there were a few.
There you go.
There we go. Hot take.
Hot take.
All right. All right. Actually, inside the roundhouse now, it looks like they're doing some restoration work on some various trains and rail cars. A lot of work is being done. At least not at the exact moment, but I'm sure during the work days it's going on. So I don't know. Kind of cool. All right, we've been at the museum for like 2 hours now. We are starving. Dad, how hungry are you? Scale of 1 to 100.
1 to 100. I'm about an 80.
80?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like 110. Definitely, easily. Like, very hungry right now.
If you found a cow, you would just start gnawing on its leg.
I don't know about that. Definitely try to make a burger first, but we'll see. If we find any cows, we'll test. Over at Nardo's Cafe for lunch. I think they do cheesesteaks here. All right.
It's about, what, another week to go.
First beer of the day.
And it's already got, it's 1:30.
It's 11 a.m. somewhere. Brian, what did you order?
I ordered the ham hoagie,
The ham hoagie.
which comes with cheese too.
All right. Dad, you got the cheesesteak?
I did. Same
I got the cheesesteak too. Looks pretty good. Lunch at Nando's was universally acceptable. Now we're off to Horseshoe Curve. We're gonna go see some trains in the rain.
Trains in the rain.
Trains in the rain. World famous Horseshoe Curve. We are here, and I gotta say, it's light sprinkling. The temperature is amazing, and it is beautiful. I got all these really pretty trees here. This looks like some fir trees. I'm just pretty excited to be here. Okay. The little tram is broken, so we need to take the steps out. How many steps do you think it is, Dad?
I don't know. How did they tell us?
140? 140 is not bad. All right, 140 steps. Let's do it.
Just take it. Take it. Stop. No rush.
As opposed to the not people that are close.
I made it. Wasn't that bad. Should have brought the chair. The view is beautiful. Super nice. Got all these great rocks over here. cliff. Trees are just growing off the side of it. Super fun.